Welcome back to the Michael and Ellis show. Oh my gosh, covering Survivor 50, episode 2. Ellis, would you care to give a recap of what happened last time for our precious viewers?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I feel like season 50 is off to a good start. We got people shitting their pants, got
Love that.
people duking it out, fighting. Yeah, we left off with people still kind of grieving the Kyle exit, Genevieve in particular. Uh, and that kind of fallout in the Purple Tribe. Christian does end up pooping his pants. What we thought was gonna be in the preview they showed he's like, my wife is gonna want to divorce me. We were like, oh, it's probably because of his and Rick's showmance. It's just getting too hot and steamy. But turns out it wasn't the showmance, it was Christian's pants that were getting a little too hot and steamy.
Oh,
Um,
man.
and anyways, orange and teal, they win reward. Um, and then we go back to the purple tribe. And Genevieve is a little suspicious of Aubrey. She's keeping her bag awfully close to her chest, walking around the jungle. And she searches her bag and she doesn't find anything. But we later find out that Christian finds the Billie Eilish boomerang idol and gifts it to Aubrey. So I do have a question about that I guess I'll just ask right now. Or you know what, let me no, I'll finish the recap and then I'll ask you. So
Gotcha,
just if I
gotcha.
don't, remind me.
Okay.
And oh, Coach Jonathan's looking to go fishing. It's like, hey coach, you want to come fish with me? I can show you the reef. It's kind of like Nemo. You ever watch Nemo? It kind of drops off. It's super beautiful. You should come out and, fish with me. And coach is like, the Dragon Slayer, this big warrior, Jonathan, is asking me to go fish. I got to go with him. And so he goes. And then Jonathan, he's catching some fish. He sees coach just lying in the ocean. Oh no. And so the safety swimmers, I guess, which have now been revealed in the Survivor canon for the first time, have to come and evacuate Coach back to shore before he drowns, I guess,
Because he got a leg
because of the
cramp.
calf cramp. Which actually reminds me, in the reward challenge, Jeff asked Camilla, how she's feeling after her closest ally in her original season was medevaced, and it's like a really tough moment.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of crying, and then Coach is like, you know, this also reminds me about how Ozzy betrayed me at the first challenge. He just he just loves to make it about himself. But
Getting that vibe.
anyways, yeah. Um, the immunity challenge, Orange loses again. And there was a decent amount of drama this episode. Um, Most of it not involving the person that goes home, which was kind of interesting.
I know,
The
very
main
different from
conflict,
last episode.
yeah, for sure. Main conflict between Rick and Joe, as they had a little bit of miscommunication and paranoia. I mean, is clearly still reeling from, um, his time on 48, and obviously 49 just finished filming. But for the people on 50, they like from when they're flying to Fiji, 48 had just finished airing. So I don't know if they saw the finale of 48 yet, but like in their minds, obviously for Savannah, 49 is very fresh in her mind. But
Yeah.
for everyone else besides Rizzo, 48 is like the most recent season in their, you know, in their mind.
Mhm.
So for Joe, like he's seeing all of this, his wedging being broadcast on national television. That's only like a month ago for him. And so it's very, very fresh. Some wounds being reopened. And I think you kind of see that play out here. Um, and then, unfortunately, Savannah goes home, which is a little bittersweet. She kind of
Womp.
gave a final plea that she's trying to
That's true.
open up and be vulnerable, and she
That
hopes
was really
that they
sad.
can connect to her and see how she you know is just trying to
I
make genuine connections this time.
I mean, can't blame a girl for trying. You know, it's
Can't blame a girl for
you
trying.
gotta put in your best effort. I will say that. I do think, to me, a lot of what Savannah does just comes off as like really superficial, especially like I don't know, she just like clearly didn't really care about any of like her tribe mates in 49 like at all. And then like but when it's like her head on the chopping block, she's like, guys, no, like I'm really personable and like really likable and like I really care about people. And it's just kind of like, I mean, hey, good for her for trying, but I do think, well, I guess, what did you want to say about the Billie Eilish idol first? Because I'm curious about that.
um well, we'll get to that. Maybe we can go a little reverse chronologically throughout the episode if we're just, we can start at tribal. Um, because yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I think it's really interesting how like the Orange Tribe has been like framed, where
Hmm.
it really like I think if you were to have to pick like who, I think it's the only well they're the only tribe that has gone to tribal, so it's the only tribe that's really shown all of its like dynamics so far. Like the other two tribes haven't had to like put money where their mouth is
Yeah.
yet.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it is interesting how clear it is to me that Christian and Rick are like running the tribe, and how no one has been able to really like put that together or really stop them. And I think that's interesting, especially because I think Christian and Rick are both playing like really, really insanely good games right now. Like they're
Yeah, they
definitely,
got a lot of
and like,
info.
yeah, I think they're kind of running circles around everyone else, it seems. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like a Savannah fan by any means. I think she's fine. But I do think that like taking her out made like no sense, especially at this point. And I think Christian using the argument of like we need tribe unity is just a way to like control the tribe really and get whoever he wants out. Like again, I always think
Yeah,
that if you are not on the top of the tribe and there is like a unanimous vote, you did something wrong. Like,
I think no, I do agree. Christian going into the season said he wanted to weaponize narrative and storytelling because that's something that Mike White did against Christian on his first season. He framed Christian as the ultimate David on a season called David versus Goliath. And now Christian's he's trying to do the same. And I do think it his you know uh was like not his rhetoric of like keeping the tribe strong. It is successful, but I could also see it's definitely him, Rick, and Emily. I think are a tight trio. Um, but there's also like there's still Suri and Ozzy, which is a very strong pair. And a lot of them probably seem like they really want to play with Suri, so that kind of just Ozzy's kind of roped along in that group. But then they also I don't know. I feel like Joe is that main like fissure in that if we were to go to merge like next episode, which we're not, but like let's just say this whole group makes merge, like Joe would be the crack in like the Orange tribe heading into merge, basically. Um, and I think that's what they're trying to set up for the future. We'll see how many of Orange actually make it to the merge, because there is a tribe swap next
yeah,
episode,
I
which
was about to bring that up,
uh,
which
I
is,
I pulled up the new tribes we can mention at some point,
oh,
but
they're out.
yeah, 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 they're always out. But I will say between the Joe and Rick conflict, like I understand Rick is like, bro, it's Survivor, we can lie. But also like, dude, you were like so you're doing way too much. Like And I feel like Joe is like such an easy ally to have because he is all about trust and print like that stuff. But like that means that like you can just be upfront about him. And then if word gets back from stuff you told him, you can be extra hard on like, what the hell, Joe? I told you this in secret. Like, why did you go behind my back and say what I told you? Like, you can hold him to a higher accountability than you could like Rick, who's like, dude, we're just out here running around lying. So like and so, like, if I'm Rick and Joe's asking me that, it's like, oh, Savannah wanted me to tell you about this alliance. I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, doesn't seem like it's really gonna go anywhere. But like, if she asks you, just say you're in on. Like, it's a simple thing to
Yeah.
say.
No, I
I
think it's
don't.
very interesting where you have two people on very different sides of the game, where Rick is like, I will do and say whatever to like get further along as a part of it, and then you have Joe who's like, what? No, you guys trust. Everyone trust each other. And I do think that like playing either way is a is kind of going to be detrimental like later on because with Joe it kind of backs you into a corner where there are going to be parts of Survivor where you have to lie, and if you have a whole thing of being like, no, I'm super trustworthy, and then you like break that whole facade comes crumbling down. But on the other side, you have Rick, who's like, no, we need to lie. But if I wouldn't want to work with that person, I like personally, because it's like, I can't trust anything you say. Like, you need to have people who you can have like actual like bonds and trust with. And I think like the conversation proved to be really interesting where I feel like somewhere down the line, like Rick's kind of like um ideas of like, oh, we're like supposed to lie and do all this stuff is gonna like bite him in the ass when he has like no one left who trusts him and it's just gonna be like everyone against him. Like I do think
Rick.
like the best Survivor players always have kind of like, or the ones that make it the farthest most successfully have like people that they can like genuinely trust 100%. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, Kyle and Camilla did it. Like, I think you can
Right.
make a really good example for like
Joe
Dee and
had it.
Julie, throwback to
Hmm.
45. But like, usually, like,
Yeah.
you need someone you can kind of like actually trust. And I think Rick and Christian have that for now, but I'm interested to see if that continues and they stay on the same side.
Well, and it's tough to like. I don't think Joe gives himself enough credit that he is playing the game uh like very hard and not 100% honestly. Um and it sucks that I think Savannah kind of got caught in the middle of this because when he goes to Savannah to try and clear things up and she was like, "Oh, I was just telling Rick about this alliance I want us to be in." To Joe that's like, that has to be also a lie because there's no way there's this much like weird energy coming up from just a simple alliance. Why would you be lying about that? That's way too of an elaborate thing just for like such a simple. So he was probably thinking that like Savannah and Rick are like trying to pull one over him. And it falls on Savannah as
Yeah.
trying to be like, "Oh, it was just an alliance thing." And not like Rick being the original person to start all of this drama. Um, which I just wanted to make a point of because I do think these past two episodes we saw Kyle in this premiere, his win be like really boosted just by what was shown of him on this first episode. People like, wow, Kyle really is like, his 48 win was a super dominant win, but like 50 really cemented it.
Yeah.
Um, and to Savannah's credit, she was like right on Sari of like Sari's trying to take it off Ozzy, and it's really like sly and really clever, and I don't think anyone's noticing it. And then she's also like trying to reassure Joe about like this alliance. And it seems like she was kind of put in like a tough spot to begin this game at like with, Rick, Emily, Christian already being a tight pair, Ozzy and Suri already being a tight pair. She could have worked with Jenna, but she just like went off the wall, like running
Yeah.
around to everyone.
No, and
Um,
I also think that like the 49 players are put at a huge disadvantage compared to everyone else. I mean, I guess you could say it's an advantage of
mhm,
like no one knows how they play the game, but also like no one knows how they play the game. So it's like everyone else like kind of knows each other, and it's kind of like having a whole returnee season with like two like people who are perceived by everyone else as kind of like newbies, because it's like you have nothing about like their past or like, so I feel like it makes it harder to want to work with like Rizzo or Savannah, because it's like
mhm,
I know everyone else's game and how people play or have like examples, whereas with them it's nothing. And I feel like it's easier to just be like, hey, especially with the Orange Tribe kind of being like going for like this unity first thing of being like, let's just do like, like we have to stick together as like a tribe kind of, and like they've been voting on unanimously the past two times. So I think that
yeah.
also like puts you at like a pretty big disadvantage.
Historically, been it has worked. Like a lot of people who return like on back-to-back seasons do go pretty deep into the game. The only like I think real example that's kind of similar to Savannah would be Yao-Man in Micronesia, or like Sugar in Heroes versus Villains. But that's not even, neither of those are back to back. So I guess yeah, they would still kind of know their game. But let's move on a little farther into the, or earlier into the episode. Um, I guess we can get to the boomerang idol. So
Yeah.
Christian, that'll be a good segue. Christian, we're still on the Orange Tribe, psych guys. Christian finds his boomerang idol, and he decides to gift it to Aubrey on the Purple Tribe. And so in the episode, we first saw Genevieve being suspicious of Aubrey. She's like acting a little funky. She goes to search Aubrey's bag. There's nothing there. So the audience is kind of from Genevieve's perspective. We're presuming, okay, Aubrey doesn't have anything. Later the episode, we find out Aubrey actually does get something. She gets the boomerang idol gifted from Christian. So my question to you, Michael, is, and I commented this on the R Hap podcast, but do you think some of this, um, you know, event was told out of order? Is it possible that what Genevieve was seeing of Aubrey acting suspicious was Aubrey finding that she had something in her bag, and she's like, crap, I gotta go somewhere to like read this. She, kind of tiptoes away really suspiciously, finds she has the boomerang idol, goes to hide it somewhere in the jungle, or maybe like in her pocket somewhere. Ozzy has it in his underwear. Maybe she's like stuffing in her bra or something. She comes back, her bag's empty. Genevieve searches the bag, and then it's like, oh, Aubrey clearly doesn't have anything, but she does.
Yeah, I thought, I didn't like really know what to make of that, because I do think like it could have been edited out of order. Um, I
Or is
have,
Aubrey just a suspicious gal?
I
Just
mean, based
naturally.
on the conversation, like, okay, so again, I have the perspective of like, I haven't seen half these people play before.
Hmm.
So I'm going purely off of like what happened in the first episode with Aubrey, of that weird ass conversation between her and Genevieve, and I'm like, I'm coming to the conclusion that Aubrey's just kind of weird. That like she just like it, it
That's a
seems
good
like
assessment.
it seems like through what I've seen just of this season, I can only comment on that really. Um she seems to be kind of isolated. She's called like everyone else on the tribe crazy. She kind of seems to like not have really a connection with anyone, and it seems to be really focusing on her and Genevieve's relationship specifically, which I think is really interesting. Like both episodes now, they've had like
Right.
interactions with each other, which I feel like, especially after tallying up the points, we found out that most people didn't even have a confessional, or like a lot of people didn't have confessionals this episode. That like I think they're being very specific on like what like things they're showing.
Well, Genevieve and Aubrey are the on the same tribe that they were in this tribe swap. So maybe that'll be a
Ooh.
big storyline coming up.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm interested to see if Genevieve and Aubrey have end up kind of having like what Genevieve and Rachel had in her season, where it's like they're both kind of
mm,
always on opposite sides, but have like a respect for each other
rivals.
in the end.
Hmm.
But like,
I
I
feel like
mean,
that's the
yet to,
most charitable
yeah.
wishful thinking.
Well, who's to say? Because Aubrey has an idol now, which also I want to ask you. I think this is
It's
interesting.
true.
Now that we know that every single tribe has a Billie Eilish boomerang
Right.
idol, I
Hmm.
wonder, like, if the third one's. Do you think the third one's gonna come into play and like?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's a chance we see it in the beginning of this week's episode. Um, but if it's not found, then the people on the teal on Kahlo, they might still be able to find it. Um, but that reminds me that one, we never talked about Christian's amazing pratfall and then his like 4D. Oh, I meant to do that
Yeah.
joke. Like self-deprecating, but also is it self-deprecating because he actually did mean to do it and he's just puppeteering all of you fools. While Rick plants the fake idol at Tribal. So that'll be exciting to see if that comes up later in this week's Tribal.
Yeah,
Um,
I do think that's really fun. Like, I think it's a really fun idea to be like, we don't know who this is gonna affect, and it's also a cool way to like interrupt other tribe dynamics of like,
and they might just use it themselves.
yeah.
Like Rick might pull it out the next Tribal he goes to. But I also this episode did make me think, did they did the Survivor production did they quietly retire Shot in the Darks? Like we have heard no mention of them at all. And I don't
I,
know.
if you wanted my 2 cents, I think they did.
Hmm.
Because I think if the shot in the darks were still a thing, Savannah would have played hers.
Right? I feel like Savannah, yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
like that's what I was thinking with the Jenna boot too. But then I was like, Jenna seemed genuinely very shocked. So I think for her this was like a blindside. But Savannah's
She's
plea
yeah.
in the tribal, I think, says that she kind of got the sense it was gonna be her.
Rewatching that too and like everyone's face as she's giving that monologue, they're just like,
they're, they're,
"Oh."
they're like, oh, I'm not a good person.
Yeah, they're like,
I feel bad.
Um, all right. Is there anything you wanted to talk about with Christian pooping or Coach, almost drowning in the ocean before I get to this tribe swap?
No, I think I'm good. Get to the tribe swap.
Oh, one final thing. Ozzy does gift his extra vote to Suri. So now, for the first time in 5 seasons, Suri has an advantage. We'll get to see what she does with it.
Proud of her.
But yeah,
Proud of my
so let's
girl.
the new Orange Tribe. It has two original oranges. It has Suri and Rick. It
Okay.
has four teal players: Charlie, D, Jonathan, and Camilla. And then Rizzo, the only purple on that tribe.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. Gut reaction. Um, I hope Rizzo isn't screwed. But they also have Jonathan, so they probably won't even lose. So
Yeah. Great point.
he'll probably just carry them. Um, Teal Tribe. We have three original Teal. We have Chrissy, Coach, Tiffany, and then we have three purple players: Aubrey, Coach, Genevieve, and then
Wait,
Joe.
Aubrey, who?
Aubrey, Colby,
Oh,
Genevieve.
okay, got you.
Sorry. Coach and Colby are both on this tribe. Yeah,
And they played
maybe. I mean,
before, right?
they were both on Heroes versus Villains, and they I don't think they played together because Coach didn't make the merge, but he was on the jury. So they definitely met, but I don't think they were ever on the same actual tribe together.
Well,
Um,
well, I feel like they're gonna
but
have beef based on what I've seen.
I feel like this tribe is the most likely to go to tribal because we've seen the Genevieve and Aubrey storyline building up. We've also seen the Chrissy just being a mom to everyone and like kind of off-putting. And then we also have Joe just alone. And Joe has been causing so much chaos that I don't know, maybe he's safe because surely like this Rick Joe thing has to still develop. Um, but he's also the only orange on his tribe, so I'm not really sure. Last tribe, it's the purple tribe. We have Angelina, Q, Stephanie, three purples. We have another three oranges, Christian, Emily, Ozzy, and then we have Mike White, who is the only teal on this new purple tribe. Um, I could also see this tribe going to tribal council,
Yeah, it's been
but
interesting. I feel like Mike White hasn't gotten like any screen time recently, or any time that he does, it seems to just revolve around Coach, which has been interesting. Of him being like, "Hey, Coach, I heard like Ozzy's upset with you," and then Coach completely spiraling out of control. Um,
hmm
but
uh,
I do think it's really cool that they're doing a tribe swap this early on to immediately break up like anything that was happening. Um,
hmm
I'm trying to
I
think
mean, we still
of.
have
Hmm,
I was just gonna say we still have 21 whole contestants in this game,
I
and it's like
know.
day 20 or it's like day 6, day 7 at this
Yeah,
point.
I think day 7 now. Yeah,
So so we have 20 days to eliminate or we have like 19 days to eliminate 18 contestants essentially. If it's a final 3, that means 18 more people have to be voted out or fire challenged out.
yeah.
Um,
I'm. I mean,
so
what do you think they're gonna do? Do you think after this tribe swap, they're gonna start doing like two tribes go to tribal?
I hope they start doing two tribes go to tribal because I really don't want there to be some like really weird twist where like 4 people go home in one tribal or even
Hmm.
like 2 people going home in one tribal. Like I would want the players to have time to prepare for whatever is going to be thrown at them. So if it's just only one team is winning immunity, that's that's good enough for me. Um, there probably could be a chance they switch to 4 tribes at some point. I still think we have a lot of tribe swaps ahead of us. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I know I saw a tweet from Chrissy. Some people have been cryptic, like they're like, how are they gonna when how are they gonna eliminate this many people in this short amount of time? And Chrissy tweeted, she's like, we were wondering the same thing too. And so some people have been theorizing maybe it is 39 days and it's going to be a surprise. Um, I think that's just wishful thinking. I don't think that's the case. I think it's still 26 days.
Yeah, I think like
Um,
also wouldn't it be like illegal for them to like have them sign contracts that were like you're only here for 20 and then it ends up like just on the legality of it. I think it would count
I
as
mean,
like
they're already there for longer than 26. Like they're there. There's set days before the game has even started and after. So they could probably just like say like 45 days of filming, this many days reserved for travel, this many like and kind of just
hmm,
massage it into a way where maybe the players wouldn't notice it. And
hmm.
I don't know, out of all these contestants, Christian is probably the only guy that would actually read the full like terms of service, right? So, um we'll have to see. I hope it's nothing. There's been some really awful twists that have ruined returnee seasons, cough cough game changers, um, and made it really unfortunate that some people get boots that are just like that sucks. So I hope that doesn't happen. But so far it's been really fun. Um, but we'll have to see what Mr. Beast has up his sleeve.
Oh my god, stop.
We can't forget about Mr. Beast. He's
I
lurking. He's
I
still here.
I almost did forget about Mr. Beast, and you know what? That was my
Yeah.
first mistake.
hmm
I know, I'm interested to
Um,
see where it goes because I feel like everything is so up in the air, and it's hot because we've also been on such, at least since I've been watching, it's been such a strict format, really, of like
right.
18 players, three tribes, and then like the only thing that's really questioned is like, will the merge happen when there's like 13 or 12 people, and how are they gonna do it? And like that's kind of like the only formatting question, really. Um, so this season is definitely interesting where it's like I have no idea like when merge will be, like when like
It's
and
in the hands of the fans,
I guess
but
so.
we don't know.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what's happening. And I also think I wonder if every time they like swap tribes they're gonna put like new advantages on the beaches. Because
There's
like
the Jimmy Fallon knowledge is
yeah,
power or whatever.
and I feel like I don't know. Are they going to do like a different celebrity thing every time there's a tribe swap? Like this first round was Billie Eilish, next is Jimmy Fallon, then we'll have
That
Mr.
would be cool.
Beast. So because I know
Yeah,
that the fans voted to have as many advantages like as possible, like the most amount. So
it would be kind of cool if the Teal tribe, if the Billie Eilish boomerang idol was never found after the tribe swap, it's just kind of like brushed away and they replace it with like the Jimmy Fallon or whatever. And then Mr. Beast will come along at some point. That country singer,
country
I don't remember
singer.
which. You didn't. All right, don't worry about it.
I
There's
haven't
another
really
there's
looked
more
into.
celebrities on their way.
It.
Um, but yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to be along for the ride, ready to survive whatever comes at us.
Oh, always surviving, always surviving.
Do you want to have any winner or boot predictions to end off this episode, Michael?
Well, I think with the tribe swap, I'm trying to remember who swapped to who, but I think I'm gonna be a little crazy, and I'm gonna say I think Coach is gonna go home next.
I don't think that's happening.
Well, I feel like he's gotten like
I would be shocked.
I mean I just feel like he's gotten a lot of screen time. It's all been negative. It's like I don't know. For me, I'm like I've personally seen enough of him. I feel like
I drafted him, and I'm so excited to see Coach back. And then every time he's on my screen, I'm like, oh God, he's so annoying. Oh my God.
yeah, so
But
that's gonna be my hopeful prediction. I have nothing to back that up besides how it's been edited. I just feel like
well, if you have a hopeful prediction, I'll give a fearful prediction
goody.
that I'm fearful that Aubrey with her idol and this storyline that Genevieve may be in a little bit of trouble. And I always say this,
You do always predict Genevieve going home like all the time. I remember in
but I'm just gonna have
47
to say
every episode.
Genevieve.
Wow.
I don't want it to happen, but I'm scared it could. Genevieve may be going home. I hope I'm wrong, as I always am.
Well, that's what we think. Let us know what you guys think about this season in the comments below.
You have any questions on how to buy players stock and how that fantasy league works, just text me or Sean. Abby has some purchase orders of Christian pending currently. So you guys gotta hop on it. Abby, I think, is still in first place. Like she's
Yeah,
starting to trade.
she.
We gotta step it up.
I know she's gonna become a billionaire in no time, and we won't be able to stop her. It's just gonna be we're gonna we're gonna live in an oligarchy. It's gonna be really bad.
Yeah. an abiarchy.
Exactly, which is just what she wants. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you guys next week and see if our predictions came
Perfect.
true.
Hopefully not.
I know.
Adios.
See you guys.